Hey everybody, this is Grace and I have the best seat in the house right now. I'm telling you, it's beautiful, isn't it? I've been videoing outside, sometimes inside, but not on the road as I'm driving down the road because, I got sick and then I lost a dog and one of my fur babies. That's around the same time, and I was on a medication that made me very tired during all that, and still am actually. And anyway, combination is I didn't renew my driver's license. You're supposed to make an appointment, which I've been driving 47 years and it's never been that way. Not for me, I didn't know that it has been this way for a while. It wasn't the last time I did it, in other words. And anyway, it's a month late. It's going to be a month after my birthday was. Earlier this month, June. Today's June 20th. First day, start of summer. There was something on TV today about, there were two meteorologists that were talking about it. One says, well, technically, it's not a full day until tomorrow. I'm like, oh boy, okay. But yeah, it's summer. Yeah. And here in Texas, we're feeling it. It was actually so far, it was spring, but our spring turns to summer quite fast. And we used to say we have two seasons. I'm going to get out in a minute. Those two seasons were summer and one day of winter. Anyway, north of Dallas, it's kind of hot. It's going to be in the 90s, which this is good. In the 90s is good. When it gets to the hundreds and the 110s, not so much. When that's coming, that's going to be probably July and August, part of a good chunk of July and August. So, okay. Anyway, as doing a little bit of a vlogging. So today, there was I really don't know how long it was. I don't know. Adam doesn't either. That I stopped letting him drive me anywhere. He was doing bad. I'm about to get a ticket or a jail term for driving with an expired license. No way. So I got a couple, 2 or 3 more weeks. However long it is, until I can renew it. And I've heard, like the MA at one of my doctor's offices showed me that she went to it, and she said, you better make sure you bring everything you can imagine, because they'll send you home and you have to wait again, or she said something. If they'll send you home, they won't give it to you if you don't have all these different documents. I looked at the documents and I'm like, really? These days when some of it's like bills and such, when you pay everything online, how are you going to have a paper claim? Some paper to turn in. Shows your residency, and it's got to be current. I don't know if it has to be like in the past 30 to 60 days or something. I have this thought that I'm going to get in there and not have enough. I had to order a birth certificate, ordered 2. I'm already not sure where I put one. I have one of them in my purse. So yeah, one of them's going to be in my purse for this whole thing. But anyway. But then, as far as Adam did one of those, and I'm like, you're not driving me anywhere ever again. I've known the man for over 40 years, and there are times his driving can be so awful. Seriously, he knows it too. It can be really bad. And it was really bad. I'm not going to say what, but it was really bad. And I wouldn't let him drive me. I know you're saying, well, he's probably happy. Not really, because he doesn't really like to go by himself. And it wasn't a punishment anyway. It was just, I want to be safe. If you're going to drive, every once in a while drive crazy, I want to be safe. I don't care, like I said, no punishment or anything. It's just, I'm not going with you. Period. There's a big difference. But anyway, I decided my health was not doing my health any good. You know, to be inside. I mean, I have a big house, but just walking around in the house, you know, not purposefully exercising, walking. It's just a lot of walking in my house, and you know, doing that, it just wasn't enough. So we've been going the past, I don't know how many days, different places. Today, I'm just kind of sitting here, just laid back, and I know it's going slow. You're like, get to a point. There's no point. But today, where did we go? We went to one of the places. We decided we were going to go to Chili's. Went there and got cut short because I was in a booth, and some people come in, 3 people, looked like a couple, and maybe one of them's sister or something. And we're in a booth, and at that time they had 2 empty. Well, the waitress, she just seemed a little rude. She put the people behind us and the one behind us, and one of them, at least one of them, had so much cologne on. Perfume cologne. Oh my God, and it was awful smelling. I mean, it was, whoa, you know, take a shower instead. You know, and I cut it short because I have chemical allergies. Perfume, fragrances, can't be around them. I'd start gagging, so got it cut short and had to leave. You know, we could have moved, but he was already finished, and I was just halfway through we both got the same, a Swiss mushroom, hamburger. And I had about half of mine left. So, and the French fries, most of mine. He eats a lot faster than I do, a lot faster. Anyway, then after that I went to a Walgreens because they used to have a lot of pens. They had like a whole aisle. At least on one side, I had a bunch of different pens, markers, this kind of stuff. It was like the store to go to. It's been a few years that I've been to it, but went to that to try to find a dry erase. What happened to the dry erase markers? Seriously, I couldn't find any of them that said dry erase. They just kept saying, you know, all of them that I kept reading was permanent, or nothing. It wouldn't say anything. Like, oh my goodness, really? Okay, but anyway, overall it was a rather chill day, but like when we got home, after that, we come home, we both, you know, were sleepy. He was more because he ate quite a bit, and then he fell asleep, and then one of the neighbors came over to get something that, you know, one of them had loaned Adam, and I guess he forgot about it, or had it put it in the garage and forgot about it. So then I finished eating a little bit of mine and finally fell asleep. So this is so boring. Oh, today was kind of chill though, and the whole thing, you know, about me saying that I have the best seat in the house, best view. Yeah, I was going to do a little bit of a video about, you know, what some people will do to others. You know, like if you've been around the people who they want to be the center of attention, and they don't care how they get it. They don't really want anybody else to ever be the center of attention or have any attention on them. And you know, some of the things they'll do, like if I were to say, like I said, you know, I have the best seat in the house, they would come up with reasons why I don't have the best seat in the house, that they do. You know, the people who will just try to zap everything away from you that you have, that you say or you have about you, you know, like, you got a nice this or a nice that. Oh, I bought a new shirt, isn't it pretty? You know, well, you're not asking people if it's pretty, but people say, oh, that's pretty. That the other person, oh, no, we can't have them center attention. Well, it could be, you know, like that. It's the people who just try to zap it away from you. But I'm feeling actually kind of chill. So, yeah. And it's good. Today's a Friday, and I think during this week, like Adam kept telling me, he said, I think you're just in shock. Because I was watching some, I don't know how it happened. Maybe one of them got recommended, or it was one I had watched and I never knew about. I just started watching them, and they, just recently, and then saw something, a video on that person did on a different topic. I'm like, whoa, what is this? And it turned in like, how you can become so disappointed in somebody. They seem like a normal, friendly person, and then they do something that's like kind of like this video. I'm all chill, and then I say something like that. People who want all the attention. But no, I'm talking about they were doing wrong. I mean, they were doing something that was, wow, people don't do that. Normal people don't do that. Okay? Anywhere near normal. And no, just to say, well, abnormal's good. No, this is not good. This actually could be, no. It's bad. It's bad stuff. It's like, oh, Adam said, well, you're just in shock. Somebody has the nerve to do stuff like that. And it worsened during the week. Different videos being put up, and it was worsening. It was like, I was seeing more and more recommended. I'd watch another one come up. Or I actually put in there to search for them to see how many would be on that same topic. And I was amazed how many were on that same topic. Some were good people, but then there were the bad ones. We all know how that works, right? The ones that just taking advantage of situations and so on, so forth. So, okay, anyway, as far as, like Friday, a lot of people, I've never really noticed too many people put up videos on Friday. I started making videos on YouTube. August will be 11 years. Yeah, years. 11 of them. On my original channel. And never really noticed too many people to do them on Friday. Never really paid attention either. I guess maybe at some point maybe I had, but overall, more recently, things have really changed as far as whatever social media. But like right here, YouTube definitely has changed over these past almost 11 years now. Definitely gone through different, and of course, it may not have for some people. So for some people, they watch the same people. They don't, switch genres to watch or to make videos. It could be the same for them the whole time. But I've seen a lot of differences and I've watched different genres over all this time. And this one right now, I didn't even know existed. But, when I think about it, I think some people did it, but they didn't, or I just didn't pay attention to that. It wasn't something they did often, maybe every blue moon, or they talked about it. But not very many, not much. But now, so I don't, what is going on here? So I don't know how popular it is, how many people do it. Well, I'll be seeing a lot of them recommended and all that. But, oh well. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. But it was good not to have anything to be like, really? To be shocked about, to be feeling like, people actually do that? What nerve? That's unbelievable. That's despicable. Seriously it is. But it was good not to have that. For Friday, I guess that kind of adds to it in a way. But at the same time, it was good. Anyway, I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.